Hey, what's up, Moldy? LD, what's up? Thanks for being here, y'all. So we have this painting today. I saw Bentog say earlier looks like soup. So I kind of want to change the title a little bit to Soupy Sails, but we need a sailboat if we're gonna do that. So I'm thinking we could do something different with this, but pretty much do the same thing as far as the landscape. So with that being said, I do have something different today as far as colors. So I had some people ask me as far as colors, like what brand do I get and whatnot. So I wanted to show y'all. This is actually a brand that you could buy at Walmart. It's called Apple Barrel, and these are the colors that I'm actually using for this painting. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Mike, nice to see you. Alrighty, so yeah, I just want to mention that like as far as these paints, like you can get them really cheap at the store, Walmart or anything like that. If you don't go to Walmart, then anywhere you can get Apple Barrel products. I'm using, like their other colors as well. And the reason why I'm using it is because if you notice these colors, well, actually, I don't know if y'all could see these without it tipping over and ruining my carpet, but they're a little lighter as far as the tones for all of the primary colors. So the red looks a little pinker. The blue is like more lighter than your ultramarine blue, and then our yellow. It's called Sunshine, but it's just really light. So you can make all these colors if you're using regular paint if you don't have any of the three that I just showed. This is primary blue, sunshine, and hot rod red. But again, you can always just go ahead and mix to make of a more lighter red, not red per se, but you can go into the pinkish tones too. And then same thing as far as our brushes. We have our big brush, our medium, and our small brush. Oh, there we go. All right, so for this one, I do want to say that you guys can do anything, obviously, for any of your paintings. But if y'all could see the close up on this right here, hold up. It's a lot of strokes that I did. Oh. But if you get really close, they just disappear. If you, the farther you go out, they disappear. If you go closer, you notice a bunch of different strokes on with different colors. It's intentional, and I'll show you guys how. So let's get started. I'm going to start with my medium brush and that yellow that we have. No, LD, the paint doesn't have jeans with the fur. I think you meant boots though, but even so, it doesn't. How much for me to paint people? Okay, as far as commissions, obviously commissions are accepted. I do have a commission already working, and I don't tend to take more than one commission at a time just because one commission is already enough for me as far as work wise. Um, but we could definitely talk about it. I'm always open to figuring out what to do. Okay, anyway, so I just started like kind of in the middle of the canvas, not really. If you have a longer canvas, like this one is a 10 by 10. This one's a little bit longer. I believe this is a 12 by 10. But I'm just adding that yellow with a back and stroke motion. And the biggest thing with this type of painting is I don't like to wash my brush too much. So what I'm doing right now is I'm picking up the tiniest bit of red with that same dirty brush, and I'm mixing it to make a like a peachy color. And I'm going to go around that yellow that we just made. Again, if your paint feels too dry, just dip your brush in a little bit of water. Maybe take off the excess water if it has any. And it'll be a lot easier to move around. But this is exactly how you're going to get all those different colors without actually doing too many paint strokes, because the colors tend to blend as you go, especially if your paint is still wet. So for example, if your paint isn't wet and you want to go back to that area, you do have to clean your brush again to be able to go back into an area, the lighter it is. But all I'm doing is horizontal strokes with that little bit of red that we added to our brush. I do want this to blend out, so I'm going to try to not leave as many harsh edges. Now I am going to extend this out, and the farther I go out here, the more red I'm going to add. I can always go back to yellow to lighten it up a little bit. But again, it's like a peachy color. You can make it pink if you want to too. Like a pinkish tone. But really I'm not washing my brush. The only thing I might do is add a little bit of water to my brush, but I'm not really washing it. I don't wash the brush. Sicko. Okay, apparently a lot of people want to get painted like French girls, but I don't. I used to do that kind of work. I don't do that kind of work anymore, I'll tell you that. All right, so going back to this over here, again, all I'm doing is adding more of that red to the paint that I've been mixing as far as the yellow and red. And I'm going to be adding it in strokes, again, back and forth motion. Okay, I disavow that. All right, we're gonna take that same color that we made as far as the peachy tone and everything. We're gonna take that down here as well. It doesn't matter if this right here doesn't align properly because we're gonna cover that with our mountains. So it's okay if you're not making a perfect line or anything like that. Now I am going to go back to my lighter pink first before I move on to a darker pink. So you want lighter closest to the horizon here. And the lower you go, kind of the darker that pink gets as well. If you notice that your canvas is doing this, I don't know if y'all could see it actually. Like it feels loose. Take a spray of water and then just spray the back of it. And once that water dries, it'll go ahead and tighten your canvas. Oh. It'll tighten your canvas so that way you can go ahead and have it nice and tight. So just to recap again, we started with the light pink and now we're moving on to our darker pink. And that's just by adding more red to that color we mixed. Again, I'm just doing horizontal strokes. I don't care if they're straight or anything like that. Eventually we'll get to the parts of adding highlights and whatnot. I am taking that other color that we just made, that darker one, and going just over some areas over here. I don't want to completely kill that lighter one that we just did. But these are going to be our waves. So if you want to add not straight lines, but making more curvier, you could definitely do that. All right, and I am going to leave a good amount of space towards the bottom here because we're going to go ahead and do our blue now. So once you're happy with the amount of pink that you've added on your canvas, you know, you could have it go as high or as low. I do like going back in with my other colors that I've already made so far. And kind of like how we did down here with those waves, we basically could do the same thing over here. You can clean your brush, go back in with your yellow. For example, if you want to make it a little bit lighter towards the center of the yellow, you can add some white towards the center. And then with your same dirty brush, pick up some yellow and then go over it and then go around. Thank you, Mela. I appreciate you. Yes, bunch of Coomers. Thank you again, Mela. I appreciate you being here. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our blue now. So I don't want to go in with the straight primary blue. I definitely want to make the lightest blue that is going to be on my canvas first before I move into a darker blue. So I'm just taking that blue with some white and I'm making a light blue, baby blue. So we're mainly going to focus our baby blue towards the outside over here. The closer you are to the horizon, the darker your color is going to be. So again, I'm going to focus that baby blue up here. And I'm doing those same strokes. I basically want to keep the same pattern all across the entire canvas. It's going to be easier to blend as well. I don't know if y'all could hear the music, but it's there. Don't be scared to go over like the pinks that you've already added. That's just going to add more layers to it. Because again, it doesn't have to be straight like this where it's one line and another. You could definitely go over this and make different shapes. So again, all I'm doing is going horizontal. Whoever stretched this canvas sucks ass. Or whoops, did I say that? The corners are all weird. You know what? It is interesting that you say that, Mela, because even as I'm mixing, you're never gonna see green. And I forgot to mention this, but I'm just adding more blue to the light blue that I just made. Okay. But I'll tell you that I don't really see it in the sky very often as far as the color green, but you do see it when it comes down to northern lights. But I can't say that I've seen a sky that looked green. We could experiment. That would be fun. Toxic waste, toxic island. That sounds fun. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I like your jokes, LB. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know if y'all could see that. You know what? Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Can y'all see that better? Can if y'all could see that better, please let me know. So I was gonna show y'all this right here, this corner. Oh shoot. Obviously we're not done, right? But if you see, like there's already a lot of mixing happening as far as those colors. And that's exactly what we got here. Is brighter better or no? Is that a bad thing? Okay. All right. Let me just crawl back to my space and I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, are you serious, Bella? That's awesome. Okay, now I'm really gonna be on my best behavior. Um, no, yeah, but you'll start seeing that blending, especially the faster you move. Like you don't want to take, the time that I just did right now to fix my lighting, but that way it's able to blend more colors. And you can even go in with your regular blue without mixing anything. And we're just going to add it to this corner right here. Same strokes that we did. You know what? I actually don't know why I picked Christmas music, but Christmas is already over. I don't know, maybe you can add a little bit more over here. You could definitely experiment as far as what you want to add. What do you like? I am going to start adding these colors as well to the bottom down here. We don't have to worry about our horizon mixing with our with either our sky or our lake, being that it's gonna reflect all those colors, right? So we just basically want to keep going with the same pattern that we did down here as we have it up there. And again, the lower you get down here, the darker that color is going to get as well. So for the twist, I wanted to do either a sailboat, or we could keep it with this boat right here. So it just makes it a little bit easier. Sailboat has a little bit more detail. A beginner can still do it. It's just you definitely want to make sure that your proportions are correct. So if we want to keep it simple, we could do this one, and we can add somebody to the boat, like a fisherman of some kind. Now I haven't really washed my brush. So again, all I'm doing is I'm going either back and forth on the light blue, my regular blue, which is the darkest blue, and because it's still wet, it's going to mix on its own. Now, the more strokes that you do on the same area, it'll mix in the same color. So you want to keep it very limited when you are doing that, because you don't want to muddle up your colors. You just want to mix them enough, but you don't want to muddle them up. You can even be brave, like if you don't have that much paint on your brush. Hold up, let me take some paint off. You can even go ahead and drag it even more inside to bring some more of that color in there. But you don't want to do it with a lot of paint. You almost still want to see that pink underneath. And if it's done just right, you can even start seeing some purples in there without even mixing purple. It'll mix purple already naturally on your canvas because of the color underneath. Alrighty, let me wipe my hand. Hey, what's up, Blood? Thanks for being here. You had an awesome stream earlier. Ricky, if Ricky was a monster, he would be Frankenstein. But honestly, I think he'd be more of uh, the werewolf because of Alaska. But yeah, how about this? Why don't I make a poll? Jeez. Okay, why don't I make a poll and we could do either sailboat or we could do whatever kind of boat that's called. And then we can go from there. Actually, let me see how I could do that. All right, hold up. I'm a little bit of a boomer, but I think we got enough of you to do a little poll. Oh, hey, K2. Thanks for being here. Okay. I don't even know how to put a timer on that poll, but eventually I'll start figuring everything out. But as we're waiting on that, I'm going to go back to this over here. So again, I was working with my blue. Sorry, I get distracted very easily. You know, we're actually doing really good on time. But I'm not going to get cocky. All right. So all I'm doing is adding, again, more blue. The closer I get to my horizon, I actually want to start making more of a purplish color. So I'm taking that blue and I'm mixing just a tiny bit of the red that we have. And it makes more of a muted purple. Hold up. This color right here. Or if y'all could see it, this with dried color up here. Okay. We got to put it back down. Otherwise, it's going to spill. But we're going to take that color and just very lightly, we're going to go in with that color. If it's too dark like this, oh, I don't know if y'all could see that. That's fine because we can always go over with more lighter colors, but we want to do that closer to the horizon here. If it doesn't look purple enough, just go ahead and add a little bit more red. Because mine looks just a tiny bit more blue than purple. So again, you could do that on both ends or just keep it on one. But you don't want a lot of it. Same thing with the bottom down here, but this time I'm going to add just a tiny bit of white to that purple. So it's going to make more of a muted color here. I don't know if y'all could see that actually. Maybe the light's too bright. It looks all the same to me. This color is not the same as this color right here. Hold up. Can y'all see that right there? Nope. All right. We'll figure that one out. The Poe boat is this guy right here. It's poor man's boat. Okay, Ricky, you can do that too. Yeah, K2 is the king of the Coomers. Yeah, so this is the Poe boat. But the sailboat is cool too. You know, whichever one. Okay, what do I have on my brush? That light purple. All right. So again, all I did was a darkish purple up here. I added a little bit of white, and now it's more of a muted purple. I'm going to take that down here now and just add a little bit of it. Same thing across over here. I don't want to go over the colors that I did add already. Again, I don't want to cover anything that I've already put on the canvas unless I don't like it. But otherwise, I don't really want to cover it. I want to keep a lot of those colors in there. What you can even do is take that dirty brush, dip it in water to get some of that color out. Clean it with a paper or a paper towel or anything like that. Again, it's still pretty dirty, this brush. So again, you could still drag it in, but because now it has water, it makes it a little bit easier for that paint to drag too. So again, with a little bit of water, just make sure you take off the excess water. And you can pull it in. Okay. So you can basically take these colors that we've made all throughout the painting and go, over different areas that are probably wet earlier and are not wet now. So that medium blue, I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna add it sparingly around here. It's okay to get close to that yellow that we have as for the sunset. But I'm doing those same strokes of going back and forth. I'm doing the same thing over here. I can even take strokes of that really light blue and do it in just certain areas where I think the light would hit. So now that we're down here, again, you can add more of that primary blue. Don't cover the light blue that you added, but go around the areas that there is no paint and do the same strokes. The strokes will keep your painting more cohesive as far as the flow and where your eyes wander. Your eyes will naturally wander down or up wherever you start looking at the painting. So I do want to mention that when I'm doing these strokes, I'm doing it with the edge of this brush. I'm not going like this, but I'm more so going like this. So again, it's all about working in layers. So now that we've established a good amount of our primary blue here, you could wait for it to dry, or you could go ahead and take that same dirty brush, mix it with the tiniest bit of black to go ahead and make even more of a more darker blue. Or if you want to go ahead and be or play it safe a little bit, you can always just go ahead and take ultramarine blue and do that, which there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. I've never heard this version. But just like how we did the darker to the horizon, is basically going to be the same thing down here. The darker it is, the closer it is to us, the darker it's going to get. So again, I could take the tiniest bit of black, mix it with my blue, and now I have a darker blue to use just on the bottom down here. You don't want to use it anywhere up here besides this bottom area. All right, let's see what chat said as far as this poll. Oh, you guys want the sailboat. Nobody likes the Poe boat besides 20%. I think the Poe boat's pretty cool. Could add a little fisherman, or I don't know, maybe he went on vacation. All right, if we're doing a sailboat, I should cue boats and hoes. All right, I don't know if y'all could see that from there though. It's getting darker down here, so I'm just going to keep working in layers because I don't want to see any white of the canvas, right? So I'm just going to keep working layers on that area. So yeah, if you think that you can change the colors and make it more, I don't know, because you could do all kinds of sunsets or sunrises. I think if anybody were to look at my gallery on my phone, it's probably just a bunch of pictures of food and either sunsets or sunrises. All right, I kind of want to go back with my light blue. So all I'm doing is just taking that same brush. I know it's dirty, but it's going to give me a lot of really pretty colors. Like for example, this blue that I'm adding right now. Hold up. I can only make that blue because I already mixed this paint with black and white. So it's a very muted color. And I can add that all across. So that is a good thing to remember. If you've already mixed this paint with black and white, more than likely whatever color you're mixing is gonna come out of more of a muted tone instead of like a bright color. Who knows? You might want to even add like darker clouds as far as that pinkish tone. So you could take your regular red, you know, and same strokes. Just keep it very light. And only add it in maybe certain areas. Not everywhere, just a little bit, just to go ahead and give it some more oomph. I know why I grabbed this color. I wanted to make a little bit of a darker pink, or I'm sorry, not darker, but darker than the pink that I have on there. Just to add more of those ripple indications on the water here. But again, the closer I get up here to the horizon, the lighter it's going to be. So what I might do is I might just wash my brush with my cloth here. Again, it still has paint. You could see that. Still has paint on the bottom. It just has a little bit of white. And I can go in. And it's going to mix with my paint that I already have on it. Or I could just pick some up. And it'll mix with it. Being that I know that I'm going to have my yellow down here, I also want to make it a little bit lighter in the area that my yellow is going to be on. All right, so speaking of that, let's go ahead and add it. So again, all I'm doing is I'm taking my regular yellow, mixing it with a little bit of white to make that light yellow, and then same strokes, but I'm keeping it just in this area where the yellow's at. Very short strokes as well. They don't have to be the same size. So I'm starting with my darker tone of the yellow. And I'll move in with a lighter tone up here. If it's not light enough for some reason, you can go in with just plain white to make it stand out a little more, being that the paint is still wet down there. So with a little bit of white on the brush, it'll pick up some of that yellow that you just laid down and then be able to mix. With these type of paintings, I just really like the fact that you can keep going with the same dirty brush. And just get all kinds of different colors. Oh man, I just sounded like Bob Ross right there. Sorry, Bob, I ain't trying to steal your shtick. All right, I might add some more darker blues before I move on. But again, you don't have to do it exactly how I'm doing it. You can always just go ahead and do whichever one you please. Okay, I might have ADHD because I tend to focus a little bit more and I forget that I'm streaming. Okay. If you hear a dog who could barely breathe, that's just a dog who could barely breathe. Don't worry about it. Okay. You know what, Bella? I'm so sorry. Yeah, Ricky, why don't you shut up? Alrighty, let's move on. So, From there, again, you can always keep working on this area down here if you want to add more. You can still also add more to this up here, by all means, you know. But in order to go ahead and just move on, especially being that we have a sailboat to do, and I might need a little reference before I can confidently just do it. Sorry, I just wanted to add more pink. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our little mountain range. So I'm using the same brush, but I'm just doing black. And I'm not making it big or really detailed or anything at all. I'm just going along that area where we have our horizon. Maybe making a bump here or two, but nothing too crazy. There you go. Okay, I'll see that right there. Oh God, Ricky, disavow. All right, I'm over here just trying to show y'all. Take your rice and okay, and then you're gonna fill it in. Like so. Make Bella a manager. Nah, I'm pretty sure she's kidding, but yeah, Ricky, you need a you go on liturgy tomorrow because if you're not, you better be going. You better be going to liturgy. That's all I know. All right, sorry, my I want to add some more of that darker tone we did. I don't really want to have any light colors at all down here. Okay, last time. Last time well, I won't promise, but for right now, I'll promise. I just want to get more darker colors, especially for like this little mountain area. You know, you can go ahead and have a little shadow or something. Like you can get creative as far as that. Well, actually, no, you can get creative anywhere on this painting. That's true. Yeah, yeah. You know what, Ricky? You better not get an OnlyFans. That's disgusting. We disavow that. You're so right, LD. I can't keep a promise at all. Look at me. Look at me go. Look at me not keeping promises. Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. I'm done. Okay. I will stop touching that. But you can do as much as you want as far as that. And you could even get as like if you wanted it more mixed, you could definitely do that. It looks more mixed on this one, and I'll tell you why. I painted over this canvas maybe, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 times already. So it's very smooth. It's like gesso on the bottom. I don't know if y'all could see like the texture of it. Oh man, that is gonna be hard to see. Oh, maybe right there. Can y'all see that texture right there? That's just paint on paint on paint on paint. So that's why this canvas is extremely smooth, and hence why it's easier to smooth out those colors. But as far as the strokes, I'm not changing anything. Those strokes are just the same. It just looks a little smoother. So yeah, like if you want your paint to be smooth on your canvas like that, I do recommend to gesso it. Now, if you're poor like me, then you can go ahead and just do a regular layer of paint, you know, whichever one you prefer. If you prefer a black layer or if you prefer what is it called? A white layer, then you could do that too. Pretty sure we all want a white layer here. All right, let's look up a little reference for a sailboat and then we'll go from there. Una memento. Ooh, this is interesting. This is actually kind of the same thing. Hold up. Can y'all hold up? Y'all could see my fingerprints on it. That's terrible. Okay, can y'all see that? That's a painting. But if you see it closely, like those are the paint strokes on that. Just like ours. This one has a little bit different paint strokes as far as the sun here. You see it's more like blotchy and pasto, like more thick. But this is the sailboat that we're going to use as a reference. Cuckoo? All right, let's go ahead and do that. So again, let's break it up into shapes. Now we want our sailboat, because this one looks like it's floating a different, going that way. We want ours to go towards the sun. So we're just going to do the other direction. So as far as the boat size, or the boat shape, I should say, this one is basically the same thing. The only difference is that over here towards your corner, you're going to do more of a straight angle instead of a curved angle here. So again, this one is more curved towards the front of the boat, and in the back is more of a straight square. So that's what we're going to do with this one. So we want our sailboat, I would say we want it still kind of close to us, but not super close. So I'm just filling in the color right now. But if you notice, I did it more of a slanted, because again, it's going towards the horizon over here. And in order to show depth, we can't have it just straight. Just like this one right here, it's not straight. But what we can do while this is drying right here is we could go ahead and add our little shadow on the water. So being that our light is coming from here, our shadow is actually going to be more towards this area over here. Our shadow, being that our boat is straight across right here, our shadow is coming more towards the back. But being that the light is coming from a different source and the direction is this way, we're going to have our shadow down here. So to do that, I'm going to take that same black paint that I had on my brush, mix it with the tiniest bit of blue, make a darker blue here. And same thing that we've done so far. I'm going to take that and I'm going to do strokes. Very, very tiny strokes along the boat. And the further we get down here, the smaller the strokes are going to get. So the closer you are to the boat, the bigger they're going to be. But the farther you come out, the smaller they're going to get. And again, you want to layer this. So you want to go back in with a lighter blue. Just to help it distinguish from the different areas that we have. So I could take that blue and just a little bit of white. Oops. About buying canvases? No, because truthfully, the canvas is not really the biggest thing. Like, okay, I think the reason why my canvas is like this is because I've had these specific canvases for a really long time sitting. I haven't done anything with them until now. So I think that's why I'd like this canvas specifically is like that. But I bought these canvases from the dollar store. They're $125 and they're perfect for stuff like this. If you notice, the canvas is actually really tight on this one. If you don't want a canvas with a wooden frame on it, you can also buy flat boards, and flat boards are just as cheap, probably even cheaper. And you can get those at any craft store, Dollar Tree, dollar stores. I'm not sponsored. But yeah, you could get those, pretty much anywhere. So it's not really the canvas and it's not really the paint either. I think it's just more of a skill thing. I've seen plenty of videos of artists, using different items as far as, expensive ones compared to really cheap ones and stuff like that. And it doesn't really make it that much of a difference as far as how it looks. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe like you get more detailed as far as more expensive, like the more expensive you go. But the skill is still the same. So you can still make really cool artwork with relatively cheap materials. I actually went to the store not too long ago to pick up paint that I needed for iconography class. And I was looking at the brushes because I got one, right? I got this little guy. This brush alone was $22. It's like, damn, okay. I forgot why I don't do I forgot why I ended up giving up on this as far as like a career or whatever. But it's expensive out there, man. So I say go the cheap route. Maybe get like some good brushes from. I know that Walmart sells decent brushes, and they sell them in a pack too. But if you don't want to, shop there, whatever, then any art store will sell packs for beginners, especially, which makes it easier for you to, just get every brush and get familiar with them. Because every brush does have its purpose. All right, our boat area down there should be dry. But I do want to do a second layer of that black there. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Moldy. They're so entertaining. Okay, now for the, what do you even call those? The sails? Yeah, right? Has to be. We're going to go again along the same direction, but this time you might want to do it with a small brush just in case, you mess up or anything. I'm feeling a little ballsy, so I think I'm just going to stick to my medium brush here. Now, if I end up messing it up, I am ending the stream. I'm just kidding. But, all right, let's go from here. So we have just a straight line for the back sail. and then it's like a triangle. Oops. And then we have more of a curved line. Here we go. More of a curved line for the front sail. So that's what we're going to do. But again, we're going to go along with our horizon. So think about it like this. We have our focal point here, or forgot what it's called. But this is what's happening with our painting right now. Hold up. This is the sun area, right? We have a boat that's coming from this angle. So what we want to do is we want to keep that boat. Here, let me just try to paint a really shitty one. We're trying to keep that boat on that same angle. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. My examples aren't always the best. Hey, Bintuck. Thanks for being here. Well, you could build saturation too with layers, Moldy. That's the nice thing too about cheap, inexpensive materials is that you could still build layers. Oh, abandoned house actually sounds really cool. It looks like a whale. Nah, not tired of you. I'm tired, but I'm not tired of you. All right, cool. Let's do our shitty boat. So from here, I actually want to get down and actually do this the right way. I always have trouble with my proportions when I'm standing and I'm doing it from an angle. Usually when I'm doing my example paintings too, I'm sitting down and I'm taking my time with them. Okay, here we go. I want to keep this relatively short too. I think I might have angled my boat a little bit too much. Obviously, the more experience you have, the more detail you can add to this type of stuff. Okay, yeah, my boat might be a little bit too crooked, but that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. You know what? We're just gonna go with it. That's fine. I am gonna change to my smaller brush so my mistakes aren't that big. But we're gonna add the little things that hold this stuff up. I'm not a boat person, so I have no idea what any of this stuff is called. I should probably do more research if I'm gonna do more boat paintings. I know I know K2 asked for a boat of some kind. Actually, I think I know how we can fix this. Hold up. We can make this more of a square shape. If it doesn't fix it, I'm ending the stream. All right. I'm going to let that dry a little bit though. As far as details with the black, I don't really see much. It's just, little stuff here and there. What we could probably do is we could take some white with our already dirty brush. And we can add little indications of light, just like how we did on this boat. We could do that like probably on our sail, or even better, hold up. Like for example, maybe we can add a little line over here towards the front and then just have it disappear on its own. What could help us too is actually just our water. But I'm adding little indications of light source on our sailboat. You know what? I am changing the name of this stream to Soupy Sails. That's what we're going to call it now. We're going to call it Soupy Sails. Can you see that? Oh. It looks so tiny compared to the rest of the painting. Oh. Yeah, I think I could try to fix it actually with just the water. But if not, then I'm sorry, y'all. I had to practice probably the sailboat before I mentioned that I could do it. Fish soup sails. You know what? That actually sounds pretty good. Not sure if you ever had fish soup. I added more of that shadow color area down here, and I added more like waves and stuff like that over here by the boat area on the bottom, so that way it's not super straight either. Can you fish from one of these? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just thinking of space, as far as space. Like, is there enough space? I could see enough space on one of these. Actually, these boats tend to remind me of that one episode from, what was that show called? I forgot now. It was with Fred Savage. The Wonder Years. I don't know if y'all ever watched The Wonder Years, but that one time where they go camping with his dad, and they piss off his dad. But they were fishing on one of these kind of boats. The Poe boat. Man, what a great show. The Wonder Years. Alrighty. I'm really just messing with the sky now so I could go ahead and get away from that boat. I'm just kidding. But seriously though, if I really hated this, what I would do is I would actually just go ahead and cover this back up with the colors that I have on the bottom and then redo it. If I really hated it. But I actually don't hate it as much. What I could do is I could even add more detail to that sailboat. Just like how we did our lines here to show the different sides of the boat. We could kind of do that here too. So for example, we know that this is the back of the boat. Can do kind of a straight line down here. Oh, y'all can't see that. Straight line down there. Okay. And then actually, hold up. Instead of having that one line for detail, I'm going to go ahead and cover it up first, let it dry, and then what I'm going to do, just like how I did here, and I did a pointy edge towards the front, and it got thicker as I went down, That's exactly what I'm going to do right here. Fish from the mouth of a whale. Yeah, I guess you could do that. It's true. So I'm gonna start from the edge right there. I'm gonna keep it close, but the further I go down, the more I'm gonna push out until I get to that one corner there. And then same thing with the one in the back. But this time, I'm not going to do a straight line. I'm going to do very close to the edge, and I'm going to break it in pieces. So I don't want to do one continuous line. And actually, I found the problem too. Hold up. Now, because we added an inside area to our little sailboat here, those poles holding this these sails, you can add that detail inside now with the same color that we just made, that grayish color. Hold up. All right, so I'll do another close up. I think my light is kind of messing with me, to be honest. Oh yeah, it's definitely messing with me. Yeah, Disney movie. I'll change it right now, but we're pretty much done. You know, when it comes down to this, it's all about your paint strokes. The only thing that we're kind of missing right here is our little grass blades that are coming up. So I'm just gonna take a small brush, mix that black with blue, and with the flick of the wrist, do a couple of grass blades coming out of the area. But I might keep them closer down to the bottom down here because I don't think it makes sense with a sailboat and having grass coming out right by it. Because that would be like it's shallow water, right? Can sailboats even be in shallow water? I don't really know. Don't ask me anything about boats. Yeah, I guess seaweed or kelp, yeah. But seaweed would look different, right? Like seaweed doesn't float like this. Unless this is just something that painters do. But I usually see this type of stuff in shallow water, like little grass blades coming out. You can even take that same color and give those little areas like more of a shadow color too. Like, hey, there's more down here or something. I don't know. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Again, you can always go in and add as many layers as you want as far as color. I just want to show you guys the technique on how to do it, and then that way it makes it easier for you to apply that technique to whatever else you want to do. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty much done. I mean, unless you guys think I should keep going, maybe add another boat. No, but as far as the actual painting, I think we did a pretty good job. I don't know. I like the ideas. I actually really do like the ideas. Can I ask y'all something? Did y'all like the whole poll thing and being able to vote on like what you want for the painting? Because that's also what I was talking about my last stream about integrating things for chat so that way chat can also interact and add things to the canvas here. I got a name for it already. I just I actually could use a little feedback. Well, I can always use feedback, but I can really use it right now. Okay, real feedback, not not dumb stuff, Ricky. But hey, I appreciate that, Moldy. Thanks. Oh, a dolphin jumping? Okay. Huh. How would I do that? Hold up. Let's see. Let's see if we could do that. If we do it closer to the horizon, we might want to do it with like a lighter blue. Like going up to jump or already like halfway in there jumped? Hey, James. Thanks for being here, James. Hope you had a good Happy New Year and Christmas and all that good stuff. Rookie for custodian. Yeah, so Moldy, were you thinking like going in the water, halfway in the water, or were you thinking like mid jump? Mid jump. That's interesting. All right. If I mess up this dolphin, I'm really ending the stream. Oh, definitely. I had great holidays. Can't complain. Oh, right. I forgot. It's Hanukkah for James. Is it really though, James? Is it really Hanukkah for you? Yeah, I'm gonna dolphin rage quit. You know what? I could probably do the fishing rod. I want to do. I want to see if I could do the dolphin mid jump, and even if it comes out retarded, I will. I will go ahead and still add the fishing pole. I'm just thinking of how I want to do it. Like, I don't know if I want the dolphin back here behind the boat or right here towards the front of the boat. I think it would be better towards the front so that way you're able to see it, but that just means that it has to be bigger, which I'm scared. I'm a little scared. All right, let's see. I'm doing it with the blue just in case I really mess it up. I could just cover it. The dolphin obviously can't be bigger than the boat. Wait, do dolphins even have that fin thing? They do, right? I'll tell you what, this is going to get me out of my comfort zone as far as painting things that I'm comfortable painting. I've done a couple of animal portraits in my time painting, but usually with animal portraits, I tend to actually draw it out first. Animals and buildings, I draw those out first. Excuse me, before I get too wild with the paintbrush. Oh, that would be crazy, right? If the fishing rod. Okay. No, I get it, James. Don't worry about it. You're here to have a good time with us painting anyway. Are dolphins even? No. Man, it shows you how much I know about dolphins. Last time I was at the aquarium, I saw a dead fish. And I was like, all right, I'm out. I don't really care so much about the fish. It was just, I don't know. It's a little weird. And I didn't explain any of this. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Really, what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the shape of the dolphin with the color blue. I don't know if y'all could actually see that right there. I hope y'all could see that right there. But I'm trying to go the same direction. Ooh, actually, hold up. To make a little splash effect, I'm trying to go in with a light blue. The higher I am, I do want to add a shade, obviously, where the dolphin is coming out of. What I mean, yeah, from the area that the dolphin is coming out of. Or for the water, I want to get lighter the higher I get on top for that little splash area. And I gotta hurry up because my paint's acting a little weird. I think it's drying. Hold up. There you go. So I don't know if y'all could see that, but there we go. The water, oop, the water area right here, I went from a darker color and then it goes lighter and lighter, and then I used white to add like splashes of water. A wave flame, yes, thank you. Give us some fried chicken. Yeah, I actually made fried chicken not too long ago. It was my first time, and it was delicious. I had to figure out the heat at first, as far as the heat of the oil, but anyway, this isn't a cooking stream. And then whatever mistakes I feel like I've made, I'm going to fix them with the color that's right behind it. And yes, heat is crucial as far as making fried chicken. I had it too hot at first. So it burned the first batch that I did. And then after that, I turned it down, checked it. It was like around 375-ish. And then it had like the perfect gold crust. I just get impatient when it comes down to fried food. I think that's my problem. But anyway, let's add a little bit of shadow to this dolphin, because we don't want to do any details as far as eyes and stuff like that. I've never had fried dolphin. I can't tell you that for a fact, but what I can tell you is that I forgot its fin. So we'll keep that light color as far as like a highlight on the dolphin. But then we'll just add this shadow color in just a couple of areas. No, I've actually never tried fried dolphin. I've tried fried crickets, and those are delicious. I think that's the weirdest food I've tried. Crickets. Unless brain is weird. Cow brain? Anybody tried cow brain? All right, y'all making me hungry. Why are we talking about this? Ta-da! That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I got our dolphin in there. Got a little splash zone. Oh, right, I forgot. The fishing rod. All right, let's do our fishing rod and then we're done. And then we'll go from there. I just want to say thank you, you guys. I appreciate y'all. We'll go ahead and add our fishing rod, I guess, close to the dolphin, so that way they got a chance. And you can even do ripple effects for the fishing area with that same color. And what you want to do is you want to layer these like circles. Hold up, let me just show you my hand. So let's say this is the pole right here, the line right here. Oh, I can't even show y'all there. Hold up. Let's say this is the line right here, the fishing line. And the circles that you're going to do around it are like half circles, I guess. But you're going to go all around and you're going to break it into little segments. And the farther you go out, the bigger they go. Something like that. But I'm doing it a really, really small. Oh, there we go. There's my fishing rod right there. Brain is weird. Yeah. Well, I will say not everybody likes cow brain, but it is tasty. It's very tasty. I thought dolphins were supposed to be extremely smart. I don't know if you want to eat a dolphin. What if they remember you and then they, I don't know, take revenge or something? But I really appreciate every one of you guys for being here, staying, and with the suggestions as far as the painting. I really appreciate that. I will be doing that for our upcoming stream. I was talking about their friends, LD. Like, what if the friends saw it? I don't know. You know, I'm a little tarded. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and start doing I'm going to call it Brush Your Luck. And full transparency, I did have AI help me with it a little bit. Oh, orcas would actually really be a cool painting. A painting of an orca. That would be cool. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to learn about any of this stuff. I'm fine with not knowing. I'm better off without not knowing. Just like I was better off a couple years ago. But I'm going into tangents over here. And I'm going to get my video banned because I'm over here wanting to talk about bagels and whatnot. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate y'all. I will take any painting suggestions as far as the painting stream that we're going to have for that. So it's going to be called Brush Your Luck. And it's pretty much in the name. You know, we're going to be able to have chat participate in adding stuff to our painting. So I look forward to that. I'll be doing that at some point next week. I'm not really sure what day, but I do have another painting before that. And we might even have two paintings before that even happens. So I'll keep you guys updated. But again, thank you so much, everybody. If you are interested in a painting, you can let me know on Discord. I did forget to add all of my platforms as far as that stuff. But eventually I'll get to it too. And then we'll go from there. So I just want to say thank you again. You guys have a great night. Actually, let's see who is live right now. And then maybe we could do like a ghetto raid. So if you guys want to stay just for a slight second, I'll see who is live. And then maybe we can go over there. You know what? Emmett is live. So if you guys want to head over to Emmett's, I'll post the link so that way we can kind of ghetto raid over there. And oh wait, actually I'm having trouble doing that. Can one of my mods post Emmett's link? Thank you so much, LD. I appreciate you. So yeah, let's head over to Emmett's. Let's let him know that we're there. And enjoy his forced karaoke, you guys. I'm never gonna force you to paint, but please, your hands look like this, so your painting looks like this. Thanks again. Y'all have a blessed night and go to liturgy tomorrow.